Well, John graduated from the academy in '38, and then in 1941, I guess he went down and got his wings at Pensacola. And in 1941, I went down to visit him, and that's the last time I really saw him.
Nancy Pritchard Morgan is the sister of one of the missing heroes. Her older brother, Lieutenant John Pritchard, was a U.S. Coast Guard pilot, flying reconnaissance and rescue missions at the height of World War II. Nancy remembers a young man with a strong sense of duty.
John was 9 years older than I, and he was a very gentle, generous, caring person. John always did the right thing.
Pritchard's partner in the air and in spirit was Radio Man First Class Benjamin Bottoms.
Well, I only have fond memories of him.
Ed Richardson is Bottoms' son.
If there was a serviceman standing at a bus stop, he would pick him up and bring him home for dinner. I don't know how my mother handled it.
For Ed, memories of the man he calls Daddy Ben are now almost 70 years old. In 1942, Bottoms and Pritchard and their Grumman Duck biplane were aboard the Coast Guard cutter Northland off the coast of Greenland. They were flying missions over the icy North Atlantic.
At the time, they were looking for weather stations, German weather stations, because the weather in Greenland came across Iceland, England, and into Europe, so that was important. So they were out there as part of those searching to find and destroy weather stations.
But on November 28, 1942, the two men bravely volunteered for another assignment, a very dangerous rescue mission. The crew of an Army B-17 was stranded on the Icecap in southeast Greenland, radioing for help about 40 miles from the cutter Northland. Pritchard and Bottoms set out from the Northland, located the B-17, and made a daring landing, the first time that a plane had ever landed safely on the Icecap. They then hiked more than a mile to the downed B-17, carried two injured crewmen back to their biplane, and then flew them back to the Northland. With a storm closing in, Pritchard and Bottoms had just enough time to pick up one more crew member, Army Corporal Loren Howarth.
The weather was getting bad on the second day, but they wanted to get in there and see if they could get him off. So they did. And of course, I didn't make it.
Losing his bearings in the storm, Pritchard radioed once for help and then disappeared, somewhere near Kogi Bay. 1 year later, on November 30th, 1943, John Pritchard, Benjamin Bottoms, and Loren Howarth were declared killed in action. Their bodies and their plane were never recovered.